architecture and design firm founded by renowned architect Zaha Hadid. After the death of the star architect Hadid, Patrik Schumacher became head of the firm. At the time, with a staff of 436 projects across 21 countries. Welcome to Let's Talk Tech, Patrik.
Hi, welcome. Happy to be here.
So Zaha Hadid Architects is known for pushing boundaries of design and technology. When you translate that philosophy into the metaverse, what kind of digital architecture and how does it influence the underlying compute, rendering and connectivity requirements to make it truly immersive?
So the architecture we're bringing into the metaverse is actually the architecture we developed in the last 25 years after the digital revolution. I call this epochal style parametricism, and it's the latest instantiation tectonism. It is very organic, highly adaptive and versatile, nearly like the endless forms of nature. So you can really express the different types of situations, institutions, parts of the city, and read, therefore, a lot of information into and out of the built environment. So for the metaverse, what is very important, that foregrounding this legibility. We're also bringing into the metaverse the complexity of the contemporary knowledge society. So we're not only designing complex individual buildings and spaces where you have deep vistas, where you have things unfolding above, below, and all around in layers, but also these buildings are clustering around urban spaces, and we're thinking and developing virtual cities as these co-location synergy hubs, creative industry hubs. And so far it's been quite seamless, and we can import our models, 3D models, with a high degree of detail. For us, this is important because we are developing a metaverse for the community of designers, design firms, design brands, and so architects, industrial designers, but also automotive brands, fashion brands, etc. And there, the part of the charm and interest is that we not only meet each other in this debate, but we can be immersed in beautiful designs or confronting and seeing with high photorealism the design elements and aspects. And we can also have information overlays, sweep sections through it, explode it, exo, and we're at the edge of what the compute can deliver on a number of levels. We're doing pixel streaming, so we're relying on server farms and servers being ready available, and servers of the highest quality to push fast, kind of full geometry, and also the gaming engines and gaming servers to coordinate and synchronize up to 100 simultaneous users. And that's at the moment the limit. So we are expanding the limit, but the limit is already super effective. What we can do is competing well with real life and real world, as events like biennales, conferences, design lectures, etc., and big exhibitions. So it works well. We have enough geometry packed in, and we have enough simultaneous people so far, and that frontier is continuously expanding with respect to hundreds, maybe thousands of simultaneous visitors interacting and being updated relative to their position. That's coming, that's in the pipeline, as well as loading up more geometry. So we are at the edge, we're pushing, but it is already there.
Who are your technical partners in this endeavor?
So we started off with a technical partner called Metaverse, and hosting the platform. They are relying on Epic Games and the Unreal Engine ecosystem. We, in the meantime, have redeveloped the whole platform under our own auspices. So we are owning our own platform, but based on Unreal Engine, and also some other web companies and AWS server presences and so on. So we've done that, and we are collaborating with Epic through the firm on a number of other parallel projects. The metaverse I was talking about is called Metrotopia, and it's really addressing the community of designers, and we have already a kind of fantastic lineup of top architectural firms, top industrial designers, fashion designers, communicating with a lot of automotive brands and also having interesting institutions in conversation. So it starts to happen. And I think this will be the first truly compelling metaverse, which isn't just a curiosity, a bit of fun or some kind of video game, but it really substitute for a lot of the venues which at the moment we are using to project ourselves, to communicate within the discipline. We can also, clients can use it to show off their works, to maybe sell projects, co-creation projects we are thinking about. So we are, the key collaborating kind of firm is Epic.
The metaverse experience depends heavily on ultra low latency and massive compute power. From your discussions with engineers or cloud providers, what are the key infrastructure and network performance thresholds needed to support the kind of spatial experiences you're building? Are we talking edge zones, dedicated GPU clusters, or hybrid cloud on-prem compute?
So far, we're only doing 100% cloud, but as we build out the models, if you build them out faster, exponentially faster than the infrastructure, cloud infrastructure, then we already thinking about downloading base geometries and base games and then just using game servers to upload. So we have both options in parallel, but we believe to address the totality of the market, the cloud computing and pixel streaming is the way forward. So you don't have to go through the effort of having your own super fast machine and downloading massive games. I mean, that's what kids are used to, but that's not what all our clients are used to. And we also not necessarily, but we are kind of device agnostic. We can run this on the phone, on a desktop screen, laptop, or soon, not yet, headsets. So, but we do it pixel streaming. So there are at the moment limits, but there are machines certainly fast enough at this point, as I said, to deliver, and we will just grow our ambitions together with technology. But we don't have to wait for technology. We are already in the trenches having great experiences. So what is missing is the big footfall, the big kind of numbers utilizing it. So for that, we're proselytizing. That's why we're talking to you, bringing on clients, and we still want more investors to enlarge the team, because we have a whole list of potential clients wanting to come in the automotive, in the fashion industry, in real estate, in hoteling, and hospitality, in museums, etc., etc. We want to shift into something more genuine metaverse, so you don't need to be burdened by gravity. You can have more fluid and transforming environments, responsive environments. And while I think we need to bring in our competencies, which we know from navigating buildings and cities, we can also learn new tricks.
So as digital infrastructure grows closer to communities, do you see a design opportunity for data centers to evolve beyond big box industrial builds? What might an architecturally engaging, sustainable edge facility look like? And is this a work stream the Zaha Hadid considered developing as part of its response to the expanding digital infrastructure landscape?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, we're actually doing a data center city outside Singapore, right at the border in Malaysia. And so the main part is the grid of big boxes. But then within the center of this, we generated a kind of urban center with some beautiful office buildings, residential building, cultural buildings, and a nice and kind of with the data centers kind of feeding into that, and then feeding, of course, across to Singapore. So in the city, of course, you will also have some data centers. I mean, we have one close by. We need it to be super fast with the and super close with a big glass fiber cable directly linking up to. For that reason, yes, we need to integrate them into urban fabric. So it's similar to the way you integrate car parks. So we need to hide those bulks and not allow them to interrupt the urban fabric. And so we need to kind of dress them up and wrap them in human scale functions and there will be kind of hidden machines.
How would you convince the CEO that they're going to have to invest additional sums of money?
You have to put it out of the way of human interaction, but close to. We do that with things like football stadium, indoor arenas. Oftentimes they sit there, they're only at the event is activated, they're like really disrupting the urban fabric. And recently they've been embedded more into an urban fabric and usually put a collar of retail, food and beverage, office functions around that. That currently data centers, a lot of communities are against them because they jack up energy prices in ways which hurt everybody else because they're eating up so much energy. And that's why Trump has been saying and giving license, you have to build your own power station. So that's the next thing. You come in with the data center and the power supply and power generation.